What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, Sid?
Today we're back with another reaction. Super excited about this video. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell
because we're on the road to
50K. And we cannot get there without you guys, alright? Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's get it.
Rugby is one of England's most popular sports and is played by people of all ages, shapes and sizes, male and female. This animation teaches you about the main laws of rugby so you can have more fun watching or playing this great game.
This is the one.
You play rugby in a jersey, shorts and boots with studs, and you wear a mouth guard to protect your teeth.
Right.
The ball is an oval shape and looks a bit like an egg. Because rugby originated in England, there are a lot of English expressions. There are two versions of rugby, Rugby Union and Rugby League. This film is about Rugby Union, the most popular version of rugby around the world. The rugby pitch is about the same size as a football pitch. On the pitch, there are a number of lines. We start from the halfway line.
We call it a field.
From this line, the game is started or restarted after a score. Next is the 10-metre line. After the kick-off, the ball must cross this line. Then there is the 22-metre line. Next is the try line. Behind this line, you can score a try by touching the ball down. On the try line are the rugby posts. Two vertical...
Y'all really gotta touch the ball down for it to be considered in our world, touchdown.
Yeah. So theirs is tries.
Yeah, it's called tries.
Over the line.
Got it. Yeah.
Post and a crossbar. The last line is the dead ball line and marks the end of the field. On the sides, you find the 5 metres line and the 15 metres line. During a line-out, the players must stay between these lines.
Yeah, that's the yards.
A game is 2 halves of 40 minutes and has a half-time break of about 10 minutes. A rugby team has 15 players. 8 of them are called the forwards. These guys form the scrum and line-out and do the more heavy work. Next, you have 7 players called the backs, and they do most of the fast running. The scrum half connects the forwards and the backs. The last man is the full-back. You play rugby with your hands and feet. Most of the time you carry the ball in your hands. But rugby is a team sport, so you pass the ball to your teammates. When you pass, you are only allowed to pass backwards. You do this mainly by an underhand throw across the body.
We actually have that same rule in the NFL. Like when you run into football and everything, say if there's a guy that's coming to tackle you, you can pitch it backwards. You can't pitch it forward though.
I know that.
They usually don't do that because it's just it's senseless. Like when you get the ball, you want to score, you want to, shine, do your thing that you do. That's the alarm. We have things we gotta do, y'all. But other than that, let's say it's fourth quarter, last few plays, and you really want to score big or something like that, you may see them go back and forth throwing that ball around. It's like the last play mainly.
Okay, see, I thought I knew some things about football. I know enough. I know the touchdown.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that you couldn't pass forward. So when they say you could only do backwards, I'm trying to think. Watching rugby,
they always did throw it backwards.
Yeah. Okay.
Catch their body motion. They'd be tossing it backwards.
If you wish to, you can pass overhand too. You may pass as much as you want. If you decide to kick the ball, you may do so, usually to gain territory.
Playing backwards. Interesting. Really a team sport,
There are several ways to score points. The most important way is to score a try. You score a try when you place the ball on the ground, on or behind the try line of your opposition. The result is 5 points. Because you scored a try, your team may also attempt to kick the ball from the ground, but it must carry between the posts and above the crossbar. This is called a conversion and awards your team an extra 2 points. So together, you score 7 points.
Same as NFL, so
Should the
like that, 7
referee
points.
award you a penalty kick, your team can choose to restart the game, kick for a line out, or kick the ball between the posts. If you kick between the posts and score, you get 3 points. You can also get points at any time during the game by scoring a drop goal, when you intentionally drop the ball in front of you and kick it immediately after it hits the
I've seen
ground.
that.
As with a conversion and penalty, it must travel between the posts. This also wins your team 3 points.
Others just gonna kick it to the post.
Suppose you throw the ball forwards or you drop the ball and it bounces forward. In both cases, the referee will decide that a scrum must be formed. A scrum is a restart after a foul where the ball travels forward from the hand. The forwards of both teams set in a specific formation and set against each other, like you can see in this view from above.
Wouldn't that be considered like a penalty?
For them?
Like in football, it would be considered a penalty? Because they said because it was bouncing forward. That's why they had to restart.
For us, that wouldn't. You talking about for us and for in NFL? Or for them?
For them.
Yeah, for them, if the ball hit the ground once and they immediately kick it, then it's good to go. But if it bounced one and goes forward without them touching it again, then it's a penalty.
Okay, because I was under the impression, like when she said that it just can't bounce at all.
Oh, they can bounce it, but that's only when they're kicking it, though.
Okay.
It can only hit the ground once.
Next, the scrum half will roll the ball straight into the middle of the scrum, and both teams are allowed to contest for the ball by pushing and using their feet after the ball has entered the scrum to move the ball backwards. While the ball is in the scrum, you are not allowed to touch it with your hands. When the ball comes out of the scrum, it is usually the scrum half who will pass it to one of the waiting players, and the next attack will start.
Okay. Now that's understandable now.
Yeah. That's interesting, though, man. The idea of how they made this was interesting.
If the ball leaves the field of play because it's kicked out, or because a player with the ball is tackled and falls across the touchline, or the foot of a player who is holding the ball touches the touchline, the game will be restarted with a line-out. To form a line-out, the forwards of both teams will stand in separate lines between the 5 and 15-metre lines. Next, the ball will be thrown straight in between the two lines by the team in possession. The player who can jump the highest, and he may be lifted by his teammates, may catch the ball or tap it to his scrum half. With this ball possession, they can start to attack again.
Yes, but
The unique thing about rugby is that you can stop players by tackling, but can only tackle a player who is in possession of the ball. You're only allowed to use your hands, arms and body. You can grab the man with the ball everywhere except his neck and head. You are not allowed to kick him or tackle him while he's in the air. If you do, the referee will send you off the field immediately by issuing a yellow or red card.
don't want that.
The most common way to tackle is using the shoulder and arms, targeting an opposition player below the waist so he falls to the ground.
Okay. So the difference for us would be a full-on tackle.
Our
force.
tackling is of course you guys know we got like the pads and everything, but we can't do like the head to head contact.
Yeah.
That right there is cause. I mean, non-NFL you can't do that. Back then you could have, but you can't do it non-NFL.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
During the
What's
game,
that?
you will often see two situations, a ruck and maul. But what are these? Suppose a player carrying the ball makes contact with a player who wants to tackle him. But instead of falling on the ground, they keep standing up. Immediately, teammates of both teams will join this formation to compete for the ball, which will be somewhere in the middle. This formation is called a maul. The man with the ball will try to turn his back to his opponents and make the ball available for his teammates. If a maul takes too long, the referee will award a scrum in favour of the team moving forward.
Oh, okay.
It's taking a little long, so should the ref blow the
A
whistle?
ruck is formed
Well,
after the man with the ball is tackled and the players fall on the ground. During this situation, two very important rules come into play. The man who made the tackle must let go of the tackled player, and the man who is tackled must release the ball immediately. Players of both teams will bind as a unit with each other over the ball group and compete to win the ball with their feet and pushing back the opposing players.
Oh, they got an offside.
There are several
Okay.
ways to be offside. One of the most common ways is during a maul, when players are competing to get possession of the ball or to stop them all being driven towards the try line. The offside line starts at the heel of the foot of the last person in the maul and runs across the field from touchline to touchline. No one can enter the maul
I'm not sure
unless
what
they
the-
do so from
what the new
behind
bar-
that player's foot. Though rugby is a physical
I'm not
and
sure what that-
sometimes tough sport, a rugby player always respects his opponent and the referee. Whatever the referee decides, you will never contest.
Always.
Nah, them
'Cause
ball
we
play
have
hard.
seen.
Yeah, y'all seen some videos where they get like real
Yeah.
grimy, like
All in the face.
mm-hmm.
Just slinging people.
They don't care about you that day. They gonna really put it on you.
Their decision or risk being penalised. After every game, you pay your respects to your opponents and the referee
As
by
you should,
applauding them when
you
they
know.
leave the field. Respect and sportsmanship are two of the most important values of rugby union. Hopefully, with this explanation, you will enjoy watching rugby even more. But if you are a boy or a girl and want to play rugby yourself, go to englandrugby.com and
Oh, yeah, we're gonna end it right there. Definitely a little more understanding about the sport now.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice.
Yeah. We see the differences. You know, we're able to relate it back to our football. I know y'all be talking about our football.
Yeah,
but
all
don't
the
worry
time.
about it.
Get them sick.
We like our football.
Love it.
Okay, but we also like rugby too, and we have
Mhm.
grown love for the game. Although now we know more about the rules and things like that.
Which are important to know.
Yeah, there's a lot
100%.
going on now.
Yeah.
Because when we're watching it, we're like, "What's going on over there?"
Right.
Now we see a
Yeah.
lot. So we hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you like support the channel that way, as well as our reaction request form is in our description box below. We'll see you soon.
Peace.